Well, if you saw on social media, everybody on 7th Avenue, I had the privilege to be out there after once again McCall Bridges and Obi. And last year if Obi was healthy, the Knicks would have gone farther. I'm very convinced of that, and he's proving that this series against the Celtics. On my line right now, who might be able to help you out, get to game 3 and 4, and I believe he's at the Eastern Conference Finals, is a man behind the account 5 CRSC 5 course, Vinny. Vincent, thanks for joining me today.
Alex, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. It means a lot. Our goal is to get as much Nick fans in the building. It started with Anthony Cruder, credit to him, and thank you for just, allowing me access to his awesome clients and then just meeting persons along the way. So it's definitely been a great ride. We want to keep it going. It's really important to us to provide the best ticket pricings to individual single passes and also families. We're able to send over 50 persons to the game for the first round. And it's really been blessed. It's really been great, and we're just having fun. This is not work for me at all. Meeting great person as yourself as well. We've been keeping up conversations and sharing our Knicks experiences, and that's really the gist of everything is to bring great people into the garden. These ticket prices, they're outrageous. They're insane.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I've been providing, well, our company has been providing ticket prices lower than $1,000 to get into a Knicks game. And we're really proud of that. We've made great connections with Madison Square Garden, the Knicks as well, and then all of our affiliates as well. So
Well,
I'm
we're
really
gonna get to how
thankful
you
for
made those
that.
connections. I'm curious also how you got to do that. But first,
Yeah.
you're watching the first 2 games of this series. I think we were all a little nervous, right? It's Boston, not a good track record at all this season against the Celtics. Yet it seems like this team just thrives down 20 points. I can't explain it. It just that's when they turn the gear on, Vinny.
Yeah, for sure. The Knicks are just displaying great heart, hustle, grit. That's where we come from as New Yorkers. We're trying people, and it's just amazing. I think they really broke the Boston spirit, be honest with you. And granted, we're going into game 3 and 4. I think we'll close them out in 4. I'm preparing for the conference. I don't want to toot the horn, but that's how optimistic I am of everything that's happening. And I'm just so proud of them, looking
Have you gotten to
forward
meet some
to
of these guys
just
being connected to the garden? Have you got to meet some of these guys or
yes. So I'm constantly in communication with their management, especially with Deuce McBride's management as well. We're looking forward to him just doing a post in regards to us and what we're doing out here. So I was talking to Rachel yesterday in regards to it.
well, Deuce actually is finding his shot too, and people aren't really giving him that credit, but he's had a few big shots this series.
Yeah, big time, big time. And especially for the game 1, he really, really showed, you know, why he should be in New York. He's due up for a contract very, very soon. And super proud of what they're doing and his development of his game. Even Tibbs, I give Tibbs a lot of credit for how he's utilizing him throughout the game, in key moments. That's trust. And
Yeah,
that's really important, especially down the road. We're coming back from you know, 20 point points in
20
terms of
points,
just like,
and then
yo,
in
we're
game
losing by
one,
20. It's
Cat
crazy.
has 4 fouls on him already, and it's like everybody else had to step up around him, and they did.
For sure. Yeah, man.
What about Jalen? I mean, everybody's pumped up about Jalen Brunson. I mean, when we got him a couple of years ago, wasn't sure where he was going to fit, but did you think when we first got him he was going to be this, king of New York right now?
Oh my goodness, man. Um, Jalen, again, he comes from, the pedigree alone from his dad, his parents, it's very athletic family. So, that's always been instilled in him from start. And it's you're right. My expectations were like I knew what he was doing in Dallas during that time, and I said, "Wow, this kid can really play." And then, with Luca and whatnot, I was just like, "Man, he's playing behind Luca, but he would get,
Right.
the starting role from time to time." But he's laying it all out. His shot is here. He's taking advantage of it. The guy took a pay cut. Mean, come on. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? But look, he's making it up. He's making it in spades, man. So, and look, he's bringing along his guys as well from Villanova. Josh is stepping up. DiVincenzo we lost, but look what he's doing with it with the
in Minnesota.
Timberwolves in
Look,
Minnesota is amazing.
I think the league would love an Ant Cat rematch,
Oh, for
matchup
sure.
in the final. By the way, if it didn't, and I don't want to speak too soon, but it will be the first conference final that I can remember. Should we get there, right? I mean, we gotta get one game at a
Yes.
time. But I don't remember the first time. I think since '99. It's been a long time since we've been in this position to get to the conference
Yeah, for sure.
final.
I was sad, man. 99 when was it against the Spurs, correct? I just want to make
Well, it was
sure.
'99. I thought, but first was the Pacers. I remember that series
It's the
like it was
Pacers, yeah.
yesterday. That I remember, and then I think you're right. But it was a that was a rough rest of the season. I remember that in '99.
Yeah, it was tough, man. It's tough. Spree, we had Houston, LJ. But again, although all those gents were, mid-age, 35, 36 plus, and they were giving work out there. So I
Hey,
love
what
the
about
Knicks balance now.
the rebound though from Hart and Brunson getting hurt in that last game against Detroit? Now they look at them now. I mean, looks like they're healthy again, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think Josh he needed that time off. Especially he was a little banged up within that first round. The boys in Detroit, they were rough. I give them that. They displayed a little bad boy in them, you know.
Oh yeah.
But we recover, and it's nothing like playing at home. You know what I mean? We have the different access to, heal up a bit faster and the treatments and whatnot. I was talking to a few Knicks doctors there, and they were saying, they had to be working around the clock with those players. So again, I give the Knicks staff and the players a lot of credit because they have to get these guys prepared, and that's really important, especially, during playoff times. They're playing 40 plus minutes. And on top of that, you're practicing the day before the game. Sometime you're going over plays and all these types of video and stuff like that the day before. So I could imagine what that's like, but again, they're playing off adrenaline too. So
You're a kid growing up in New York, right? You were growing up in New York
yes,
as a Knicks fan
yeah.
and whatnot. Did you ever think you'd be doing what you're doing right now, bringing other families and kids and fans to the game?
So Alex, I tell you this, right? As a kid, I had a infinity passion for basketball. I wanted to play for the Knicks as a kid. So my grandma would be like, okay, yeah, you can do it. Why not? I knew I wasn't as tall in stature and whatnot, but I never knew that, you know, I'll be doing what I'm doing. I knew it would have been something with the Knicks, but to actually providing families, friends, and actually doing these types of experiences to where it's a long-lasting memory. I'm fully immersing our clients. And I just want to just make this clear. It's a difference between customers and clients because everyone that I come in contact with, whether it's via DM, text message, or call, or even meeting them at the games, everything is documented in the sense that I'm trying to build a rapport. I'm trying to get to know you. You get what I'm saying? So I don't just give any and anyone tickets to the game. And I understand what it is to work hard for your money. And I want to make sure that I handle this with care. Everyone, all of our clients, from top to bottom, all 50 plus, and even for these games that we have set up for game 3 and 4, they're all receiving gifts from us. All keepsake gifts that, myself, my wife, and my team, we curated from scratch. So that's how important it is to us. It's not about just, oh yeah, I'm trying to make some money and hustle up. No, that's not what it's about. We're not doing that. I'm not a pseudo intellect. You know what I mean? I want everyone who's cool, that fits the style, that understands the mission and what we're trying to do to come to these games. So that's how we're making a lot of these ticket sales possible for our clients.
One thing I want to ask is five CRC. Is it like a 5 course experience? What does that exactly
Oh,
mean?
that's a great question. So um 5 is my lucky number. That's my number there. It means a lot to me. Even when I was playing AAU ball, in high school, middle school, these types of things, that was always my number. But when you think of 5 course experience, I know sometimes it can be tailor made. So we try to just hyper customize and really infuse our clients into what we're trying to do. So it comes from the pickup and drop off service. So if you want, you can come in your full Knicks uniform, and we're picking you up and we're trying to drop you
Amazing.
home. We want to ensure safe fun. That's really what it is and what it's about. And also we're making sure that we provide the best seat that's in the building catered to your budget. And also, again, it's the curated gift. The curated gift, it comes from the heart. It comes from a safe place. And we want memorance. And that's where Five Course comes from. And we specialize in everything. We do all events. You know, I was just at the Garden yesterday. I'm thinking about doing a whole event to where they have WizKid coming up June 6th. I'll give you that for example. And we're trying to get all our clients into the Knicks locker room, you know? So where you have the full immersive feeling of eating, drinking. We have Lady Gaga coming up. She has several dates. So we're tying everything into the sports entertainment, but also the curation of these events. And right now, this is our peak season. So we've been getting a lot of inquiries, a lot of calls in regards to what we can do. We make it personalized by actually touching the people in a sense of, hey, we want to meet with you. Let's do lunch. Let's do these types of things so that we can get to know each other, so that we can make sure it's tailor made. So that's where the five
Actually, you
course
text
comes
me.
from.
This is how personable you are. You text me, I'm at the watch party. Are you there? I'm at work. But you know what? I'm glad that you let me know that you're in the city because it means
Yeah,
something, you know?
absolutely, absolutely. And it's been going really well thus far. Where we have few shows with Kendrick Lamar and MetLife. We have Chris Brown. You know what I mean? So we try to just cater to everyone. And again, everything, yeah, it can be a challenge at times, but guess what? That's why we're here. That's why, I love what I do, is
Were you
because
ever are
I'm
you or
experienced guy.
were you ever a Knicks season ticket holder? Are you a Knicks season ticket holder as well? Or
Yes, yes, and we also have relations with persons that are Nick season holder as well. So bridging the gap there. Um, like I had a few guys contacting me yesterday. Hey Vince, I have these tickets. Would you think could do anything with them? I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. And I make it very clear. It's about it's about us. We have to ensure that we have the right frame of mind, that we're doing it for the clients, because I don't want a customer. I really don't want a customer. They come
you
and
want
go.
someone that'll keep coming
Yeah.
back and build a
Exactly.
rapport. I get what you're saying.
Yes.
The Knicks have this event every year. I think it's something for kicks
Yeah.
in February. I think. Did you get to that event at all, or do you go to those types of
I
events?
didn't. I didn't, but I know Jalen Brunson's event is coming up over the summer. It's a golfing event for his foundation, and we're looking forward to attending that as well. We actually purchased tickets for that. My dad, he plays professional golf, so he's been coaching me a lot. So I'm really excited about that and being part of that. So anything regarding to the Knicks, and again, when it comes to families, when it comes to meeting individuals that are like-minded, I'm all for it. I don't, again, I'm not tired. I've been up since 5 a.m. I'm dropping my
I
kids
love
to
it.
school. You know what I mean? I'm making sure my dog has what he needs, and my cat. You know what I mean? So it's full-fledged. And that's why, like what you're saying, especially with the families, it's important that we get the right price for them. And that's the conversations that I do have with MSG. That's the conversations I do have with the Knicks in terms of these things. It's for the benefit of all of us.
Talk about ADA seating because I've been trying to get in touch with the Garden forever
Yeah.
about ADA seating, and they don't seem to answer. So, do you have a connection to those seats as well?
Absolutely, because I tell you this, I started, and that's one thing I wanted to touch base with you beforehand. That's how I started in terms of when it comes to customer service and ADA, DOT, all these compliances. I even have abundance of with the wheelchairs, extended leg extensions, these types of things. We work with Staxi, and we also have aisle chairs and these types of things because I used to work in the background of aviation. So I take that dear to heart when it comes to ensuring that everyone is in that building. So reach out to me, and I guess that's something that we definitely can discuss offhand. But anyone that's interested, we do have the capability to ensure we even are down to our vehicles. We have ADA compliance vehicles, sprinters, Cadillacs. We have a fleet of vehicles that we
Well, you
utilize
know I'm going to
to
connect you with
transport our
now.
customers.
Now that you mentioned that you were providing that, I'll connect you with my friend Eric, who runs this group called Tripper. He does ADA
Yes,
vehicles on the island, so I think you guys should link up, and we'll build that connection too. I got to ask you though,
yes, definitely.
it's a very rare postseason in that the Rangers are not in it, right? We are used to seeing both
Sure.
teams in the postseason,
Yeah.
but do you work with the Rangers as well?
Yes, as well. I do that with the range as well. I've been doing a lot of work with UBS Arena. We have the season passes for the UBS Arena, and we've been bringing a lot of clients from the tri-state to the New York Islanders, especially when the Rangers play, because those are usually big
We
matches.
were there this
So
past
yeah,
February. We were there when the
yeah,
Rangers took on the
I
Islanders.
was
And you know,
there.
you know how
I
we
was
got
there.
there? We've got the LIR back and forth, and that was a bit of a thing. So
I
that's
don't
good to know.
listen, Alex. I don't want you doing it anymore. You have listen. You have all of my information. Contact me. Contact me. Contact me. We'll get you there. We have the private entrance. We have the BMW
Yeah.
entrance as well, which that's the VIP. We can get you in there. We have the dime access. We have the mosaic, the JetBlue, anything that you need. And
We'll
again,
link up after this conversation
let's
and
do
talk
it.
more. But I want to get back to the
Yes.
series because I feel like even last year the Garden was hyped, but it was just the set. You know, it was this round against the Pacers. It wasn't the
Mhm.
Celtics though. This team was banged up going into the series last year. I
Yeah.
think the Garden's going to be electric on Saturday night. Are you expecting that?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'll be honest with you. So I've been doing the NYCFC as well.
Oh wow.
And when I go to the games, I'm rocking my Knicks gear, whether it's Yankee Stadium, whether it's City Field. So I'm displaying it, and I'll go in there in my cleats,
Oh,
but I'm representing. So long and short of what I'm saying is that I had to make a decision. Am I going to go to the Knicks game or am I going to NYCFC? I had multiple persons reach out to me to buy my personal tickets in section one. So I said, what's important. So I'm on the fence, but more than likely I'll be going to the game because you know you're right. For me, witnessing the playoff matchups, there's a different atmosphere completely. I'll give you an example. I did a bull match. Actually, it was
like the rodeo, right?
Riding bulls at Madison Square Garden. And the way they, set everything up from start to finish in terms of with the dirt, getting the Bulls in there. New York Mavericks was hosting it and they did really well. And you feel the vibration of these
Mm-hmm.
Bulls. You know what I mean? And it reminded me of the Knicks games, the playoff matches that I've been attending. I said, oh my gosh, this is incredible. So there's no place like the Garden. And yeah, some people would say, "Oh, that's an easy sell for you." No, it's not an easy sell for me because again, I'm very passionate, as you can see, and I
Sure.
take it very, very serious. And again, I'm very selective, but that's what makes me unique. That's what makes Five Course unique. We're giving that special one-on-one type of feeling when you go to that garden.
You keep it in the family. It feels like you make it feel like a family.
100%.
I mean, I get sense.
Yes.
And by the way, shout out to Sports Girl Jen. When I saw her promoting, I'm like, oh,
Yes.
I gotta. You know, if she's promoting, I gotta promote now. This is great. This is
Yeah.
all we're all like a family of content
And
creators.
what I want to say about her is that Amira is that she's been awesome and she's been very supportive and whatnot in terms of just you know she's brought we're bridging the gap because we're having a lot of international clients reach out to us as well, and it's been so blessed. It's been so great. Brad, I want to say hi to Brad. You know, he's been doing his thing with the digital creating as well, but
Well,
Maria has been on it. It's been amazing, and I really, really am and blessed in terms of the partnership we've been able to do. So
now, admittedly, I didn't know of this company last year during the playoffs. Have you been doing this all the last few postseasons, or is this where that you've really kicked up gears?
yes, because we've been doing in season, a lot of in season games and stuff like that. But now we're entering the realm of playoffs. And again, kudos to Anthony because I've done Anthony's experiences. I'm actually doing the Subway Series as well. If you're
We
there,
just signed up for
yeah,
that too, so we'll see you
that's
there. How cool
awesome,
is
man.
that?
Let's do it. I'm super excited about that. You know what I mean? And just a conversation, meeting great people. I never knew I was going to meet you, Alex. Like, you know what I'm saying? It went from the text. Now we're doing a whole freaking interview. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna link up. So that's really the basis of it. Like what you're saying, it's family, man. We keep it we keep it tight, man, and that's what it is.
Absolutely, and this is like an expansion of your company. Then to go from people expand branches and franchises,
Yes.
you're expanding from regular season to postseason. That's an expansion of your business
Yeah.
of what you're doing.
Yeah, it is. So again, we tackle not just um sports entertainment, but again, live shows and concerts as well. But this is what it's about. It's about growth. It's about uptick. It's about knowing your market, knowing your clientele. You know your audience, and that's what makes you great at what you do. So everyone has a skill set, and I'm not afraid to walk through it. I'm not walking around it. I'm walking right through it. You know what I mean? So I'll show you something real quick.
Sure.
These are my experience. This is my experience hats. I put
Oh,
things that are meaningful for me. So look, I have the Knicks. I have it right there. I just wanted to show you.
oh, I love
You
that.
know?
That is so
So
cool.
again, so it really means a lot to me, and I take it really serious. I'm an enthusiast. You're an enthusiast. And that's how we connect on a different level. So our
Let's break down
conversations,
the fourth wall a little bit. Favorite
yeah.
jersey that you liked, and let's get to know you a little bit. Favorite jersey that you had growing up.
So I had a Ewing jersey. My middle name is Ewing, by the way,
Oh,
Ewing.
very
Real
cool.
life thing. Like I tell you, hold on, let me take a because I want to make sure that you understand how serious this is to me. So when I was a kid, I grew up in Queens. I grew up in Far Rockaway, Queens. So with me, my father would take me to Jamaica Avenue, the Coliseum block, and we used to go into the Coliseum. It's a place where you can buy different sneakers and different merchandise in terms of what's in style and these types of things. So I met Patrick Ewing. He was at one of the sneaker stores in there, and I was a kid. I didn't know nothing about nothing in terms of I knew I loved the Knicks. You know what I mean? So yes, I do come from a West Indian background. You know what I mean? My dad is Jamaican, my mom as well, and we have Asian descent. So my family migrated from Hong Kong. With them migrating to Hong Kong, they came into Swift River, Jamaica. So Patrick Ewing is really instrumental in terms of my life, my parents, and these types of things. When I did my grandfather's eulogy, I was in a Nick jersey. I was in a Ewing jersey. My grandfather was buried in orange. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
this
this is
team
how
is
serious I
cultural.
take this.
This team is so
Yeah.
cultural, and you're proving that right now how cultural
Thank
this
you.
team is. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
that is very special. And I'm guessing now that I know your background a little bit, you must love watching the expansion of the game to a China, to a Europe. I mean, it's all over the place now.
Yes, for sure. And again, I'm not tooting my horn, but I'm definitely interested in getting into different markets. Like that's my main thing. It's Alex is a style for me. If it's a style. Five course is a style. If it fits your style, it fits you. That's how I look at it. I'm not trying to force it down on anyone. If you like what I do, if you like what Five Course is about, it's eclectic, it's fun, it's safe fun. I don't party. I'll be honest with you, I don't party, but I will go to an experience, I'll go to a soiree, I'll go with persons that, pique my interest. And I wanted to touch everyone's palate. That's the main thing. Let it touch your palate. Try. If you don't like it, okay, maybe we'll find something that fits your style and what you like.
Well, let me ask you this: when you post up, okay, I got tickets for this one. Your
Yeah.
messages must blow up as soon as these stories go up that you're doing.
Yes. And I can be honest with you, this morning alone, prior to talking to you, I had to tell everyone, I said, listen, I'm doing an interview with Alex. I said, I can't answer right
Thank
now.
you.
And it's been about 300, I probably saw about 300 DMs,
Amazing.
300. And I can show it to you. Text messages has been probably about 60 plus, I can say.
And you
Emails, the
say
emails are
selective.
picking up.
So, do you feel like some people just reach out wanting the tickets, not realizing what five course is? Is that what it might be, or?
Yeah, but guess what? I make conversations with all persons, so it's fine. I'm not saying entertain the conversation, of course. It's how can I say it? It's consumption in moderation. So I'm not picking and choosing, but I am being direct and saying, hey, listen, this is what we offer. This is what we do.
Mm.
If you're interested, we can move forward. I'm not dissing anyone, anything of that sort. I respect everyone that respects me and respects my team, and that's how we take it. That's how we move forward. It's a respect, it's a boundaries. So we haven't had any clients do that thus far, and try to Jones. And I said, no, 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 we're not doing it. I don't even entertain that. I'll be honest with you, Alex. I don't even entertain it. You know what I mean? Because I'm coming off with straight positivity. I'm coming off with straight love. So if you're
Mm.
coming with straight love, positivity, then we all work for each other. We're all good, you know?
No, absolutely. And I'm just thinking, it's going to be a fun weekend. You're
Yeah.
also beyond the five course and beyond the sports and the Knicks and all that. You've also hit on another thing, which is what I highlight on One Leg Up with Alex Garrett. You're an
Yes.
entrepreneur. I mean, you are running a business.
Yeah.
So I have a
Oh my
question
gosh.
from the entrepreneurial side. I feel like entrepreneurial spirit needs to come back. I feel like people need to do jumpstart their own careers, right?
Yes,
So what's your
for
message
sure.
to those folks that do want to be an entrepreneur like yourself?
Yeah, so I'm gonna before I get to that, I want to say one thing. So I went to the Small Business Expo before I went to my meeting at the garden yesterday. And everyone asks, "What do you do? What do you do?" I said, "I do concierge." And I make it very broad that way because there's so much opportunity and so much different directions you can take it in. And I'm just using myself as an example because I know there's other concierge persons out there. But again, I go back to the style. And I think persons need to hone in on their style. You have a style, I have a style. So that's very important to our brand. It's very important to what we do as individuals. And what do you want to give back to your clients? And I'm the guy that tries. The most, what are you gonna say to me? No? Okay. You could have said no to me, Alex. They say, no, Vince, I don't know, and whatever it is. But I say, you know what, Alex, is okay. Maybe we can get to it next week or whatever it is. But I just try. I just tell everyone, just try your best. You know what I mean? Give it all you got. At least with that, at least you know that, listen, I put it out there. You get what I mean? You put it in the universe, see what happens. And certain things sometimes reciprocate. Like again, like this right here. I'm having a conversation with Anthony, and I didn't know that I'm getting over 300 clients. You get what I'm saying? So, it's just opportunities. You have to just step into it. You have to walk into it. I've been preaching that a lot, and I don't want to be too preachy because they may look at me and say, "Oh, this guy's an
No,
old
go
head."
for it.
You
Just
know what I
just
mean?
go for it.
But
It's your
yeah,
stage today, so go for it.
exactly, Alex. I said, listen, I'm a young OG, guys. I'm a young OG. I'm a young yogi. I'm a young yogi. But guess what? I learn. I learn from my elders. I listen. I take instruction. I take constructive criticism. You know what I mean? Sometimes we can be a bit sensitive, but guess what? You have to put that to the side. You got to compartmentalize certain things that you want. What is important to you? And what I do, honestly, the one important thing is I do what I like. I
Oh,
do what
there
I
you go.
enjoy because that means everything to me, man. Like at least with that, it becomes a, and I don't want to say sell, but it becomes an easier sell when you're speaking, you're having conversation. It's like we can have fluent conversation like this all day. I don't
Oh
mind.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I ask other people who like are CEOs and run their companies.
Yes.
Did you ever have a job in the corporate world, and did you leave the corporate world to start this?
Yes, because again, you're right. I'm a small business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I started out in aviation. You know what I mean? So I was going to school at Baruch Berkeley, you know what I mean? At the same time, doing an internship and working, all four. You know what I mean? My boots was drenched cold. I was cold out there. I was working on the ramp, and I became a
Mm,
trainer, and I became a supervisor, and I became operational manager and a director and executive. So I just started growing up the ladder. I call it an upward Z. You know what I mean? And then you never know who you're gonna meet. And again, when a lot of entrepreneurials are within a company, don't look at it,
mhm.
oh, I'm working for somebody. No, don't look at that. You know what I mean? And I'm not telling you to break compromise in terms of, promoting your business, but relationships are so important. It's more important than money. And that's why for me, especially with five course, I build relationships
Yeah.
100% from start to finish.
And look
And
where
I
those
take the
relationships can
nose.
take you.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
And you don't know this, but you're kind of fulfilling one of the goals I have for this podcast, which is to be
Yeah.
a hub for people to find
Yes.
other businesses, other communities that can help them out. And just, I feel like this podcast alone can serve as a connector, and you're helping me connect people. So thank you with that.
Yeah, for sure. That's what it's about, That's what it's about. And a lot of people are, oh, I have to start out this. I gotta have a website. I gotta have this. Let me tell you something. It starts with us as individuals, with us. You know what I mean? I had to get to know you to where we had to build a comfort level to where we're having a conversation. you know? So that's where it starts. We never knew who we're gonna connect, who we're gonna stand next to. Like again, I stand next to you, Alex. I'm not standing behind you. I'm not standing in front of you. I'm standing right next to you.
Yep.
I'm not discriminating. I'm not doing none of that stuff. That's why I said I weed out all the pseudo intellects, and I've met them all. Trust me, I've met them all. And they sit there and I don't want to go. I don't want to be long winded, but I'll just touch on it and I'm gonna let it go. You know what I mean? But sometimes people can be very judgmental, and I said I don't want that around me at all. I rebuke it. Get it away from me.
There you
I
go.
don't want it. Let's get it. Let's get it away. You get what I'm saying? You don't know me. You don't know my walk of life. These types of things. But again, I'm
We
gonna
could talk
treat
about
you with
aviation
respect.
for a long time with everything going on with the aviation world. It's been kind of wild the
Yeah.
last few months. But are you still in touch with that field at all, or
Yes.
not? Yeah.
So, there's actually the new Terminal 1. They're doing a massive construction within JFK Airport, and I'm blessed to be part of that. I'm looking to get 5 course um, in the building concession wise, and also within guest services. That's my ultimate goal in terms of the aviation. I love the international side of things, because I meet persons from all walks of life, and
And everybody
I can
wants a
remember.
great lounge. Everybody wants a great
Yeah.
lounge they can go to
Yes.
before, before they fly, or even at
Yes.
Moynihan before you go on the train. People go to those lounges. You could jump into that sphere too.
Absolutely. And again, where I'm based is more so with ADA compliance. So I've met um the founders of Microsoft. I've taken their mom and they looked at me like, "Wow, man, what's your name? Can we have a conversation?" I said, "Absolutely." And again, I don't want to it's I don't want to promote me as Vincent in terms of my brand, so I keep it within the company, and that's the integrity about it. Um, there's great things going on that's happening, and I'm going to all of the conventions. I'm going to all the conferences. I'm doing all the webinars. What I mean, minority business owners certification. What I mean, I'm in the process of these types of things, and again, I'm trying. That's what it is about an entrepreneur. You try. You have to put it out there. What I mean? Because you don't know who you're going to influence. You don't know who you're going to meet. And that's why it's so important to what we do every single day. So that's my message to the entrepreneurs. Just try anything you want to do. Don't think it's stupid or anything. No, no, it's not stupid. No, 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 no. And I don't even want to say stupid. Some people are not going to like it. Some people are going to like it. But the biggest thing is you have to go for it.
Right.
2025, I made it my goal. I said, 2025, I'm going to go for what I want. I'm going to go take it. And I don't mean it in a conceited way or anything of that sort. I'm going for it. So any opportunity that comes my way that I feel that it fits my style and it fits
Right.
5 course style, why not? What do I have to
Go for it.
lose? Exactly.
Go for it. I love that. All right, I gotta
I'm
ask you
just
this
giving you
because
a little
when
passion, Alex. Sorry, just a little
no,
passion.
no,
You
no. I
excited me,
love the
man.
passion. Because this is what the One Leg Up Network is about. People having people on who have one leg up in their own life, and I think that
Yes.
helps get others up off their feet too to have one leg up. That's kind of my mission with the show. So you are doing all of that. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Now I gotta ask you this: when you post up these different things, and then we talk about affordability, are people shocked when they're
Yes.
like, "Oh, well, it's 500"? Like, do they expect like a $200 ticket to a car? Like, what do they
Yeah.
expect?
We yeah, we receive those types of responses, but again, I don't turn those down because Um, I can give you an example. Let's talk a little numbers, right? Right now for game number 3. Game number 4 is a little less. We're showing about game 4, we're showing about 950 plus in terms of per ticket. Average ticket in the garden. But game 3, we're showing 1,100, $1,100. So when I go back and I say, well, listen, what do you really want, Vince? You want to build a relationship? Or are you just trying to sell tickets? I am trying to build a relationship. You know what I mean? I look at it first. I have to make sure,
I got you.
Anthony gave me these referrals. He put me on to his amazing clients. I have to be a reflection of him. So therefore, if I have to take the loss, I'm taking the loss. We are taking the loss because guess what? It's monetary wise, we want to uptick, but guess what? They're gonna remember it. Alex,
Yeah.
they're gonna remember. Oh my gosh, I hit up 5 course. I got the confirmation from Alex. I got it from Anthony. They put me on, and look, I was in the garden having a good time. He actually met with me. What I mean? I met with his team. These types of things. That's what's important to me right now for 2020. That's what's important to me. Let me get you in the building. Let me
Well,
get you in the
there you go.
building. We can figure it out later. I'm just being transparent with you. We've done payment plans, credit card, anything that we can to,
Help
ensure
out.
that
Yeah.
promissory letters, we've done that for shows, live shows, concerts, Knicks games, Rangers, Islanders, NYCFC. You know what I mean?
That's so
Even
cool.
Prudential Center. We really am trying. MetLife. I'm just sorry. I'm just rattling off
No,
so
no,
you
I
can
get
have
it,
an
and
idea.
I like that you're so flexible. That means you're for the
Yes.
people, basically, is what that
Yeah.
means, and
Yeah.
I
And
like
and
that. But
sometimes
and
go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
TickPick and all these other apps, I don't know if they're jacking up the price or not, but I don't know, and I'm not gonna dish that bash
Yes.
them either because they're trying to do what they're doing. But I like working with somebody who's personable, like you and Anthony. I mean, that's where it's
Yes.
at. But I gotta ask you this. Um, I just lost my train of thought. That's
No,
okay
it's
though.
okay, man.
No, I love hearing how flexible you are and how you're able
Yeah.
to accommodate everybody, get them in the building. That's the whole point. And I think those tickets are going to go up if they win in game number three. But this is the other thing with
Absolutely.
basketball and sports in general is they've really, you could probably get to the Garden years ago for less. I don't know what it is, but all these prices, even for a regular season game, I look at them like $200 for a
Yeah.
seat. That just, I don't know.
Yes, it
That
doesn't
never
make
used to
sense.
be.
No. It's definitely been an uptick. Of course, the demand is more inflation. There's so much ways and directions we can take it in. And that's why, like what you're saying, and just to piggyback on what you're saying is I try my best to, hey, listen, if we got a game, we're setting up for conference finals willingly, right? Hey, listen, put a deposit down. I'll work with you.
And you've
We'll
got to
work with
plan
you.
that
Trust me,
now,
we'll
right?
work with
That's
you.
what it is. You've got to plan that
Yes,
right now.
right now. So I'm just being honest with you, just being transparent. We have those passes already. We're gearing up for that, you know? But again, if you give us a little room, we can make it work. I promise you can make it work. Because I'll be honest with you, I've seen it before and we've done it multiple times. And I like to keep it private like this because yeah, some persons may say, "Oh, this is too good to be true. This doesn't make any sense." No, I don't believe that. But let me show you. Let me show you. I'll show it to you. It's not a problem.
One other question about these experiences. You said you get to meet them. Are the five course folks in one spot? Like those that get tickets through you, are they all in one spot? Or are they scattered? Like how does that work?
Well, both because we have certain requests that we fulfill, and also you'll know. I'll give you an example. So I have these five course cards. If you say, "Hey, listen," even if you say, "Guys, I want to know who's here from five course," they've received one of these concert, any sporting event, they'll show you this. And granted, maybe it's three or four, but we're in the building. We
There
are
you go.
in the building. And that's what I love is the support. That's the support for me, because this here, I'm gonna put it up a little closer to the screen. That's my barcode. That's the barcode for five course.
Oh, no kidding.
So they
That's so
scan it,
cool.
so it fits right in the wallet, right in your wallet. You
And did
know,
you make the logo also? I'm guessing you had a hand in the logo as well.
yes. So I wanted to put a 3 and 5. Our daily concierge pickup and service is 3 course, but the 5 course is your ultimate immersive feeling of different events and different things that's going on. What's hot in New York, But again, it's
Sure.
hot, but it's also what's safe fun. That's what we try to promote is safe fun, safe fun. There's too many crazy things that's going on in this world. To be honest with you,
I was
so
gonna say, so you didn't have a hand in the Met Gala, right? That was not on the
uh,
table for people. Or
so we were invited to several events. I can tell you offhand. I know it was Swiss Beats, Alicia Keys. They had a actual skate off. Like it was a cool vibe with skating. Um, DiCaprio's event as well. But there was some things that was going on with Live Nation that we were invited to. But again, I'll be honest with you. I'm a family man.
yeah,
You know what I
yep.
mean? I'm up early. What's important to me? I love hanging out. I love a good time. I'm all for it. It's a consumption in moderation. But I'm in the Knicks playoffs right now.
There
There's
you
certain
go.
things I have time for, some things I just don't. So I had to make a decision. So I contacted my wife. I said, "Babe, we have these events going on. What do you want to do? What do you feel?" And she said, "Vincent, you know, it's completely up to you, but what's important to you?" So that's the sacrifice and the dedication that, and how serious I take five course and my
And
clients.
you have a strong woman with you along the way, which is always a
Oh
help
yeah, for
too.
sure.
That's great.
Yes, yes, yes. Hey, listen, she was the one that my wife Isabel, she has Pain Turned to Glory and she has Creating Love. So she put this actual card together. She sent it out to get manufactured. The actual designer is called Drew Wills. So Drew
Mm.
Wills actually did this card. And actually I call it's an architectural design. That's how I like to say because I want to see it on a building. I want to see it more on billboards, these types of things, and that's what we're planning for. So we've done a lot of different photo shoots around our concerts. We've are actually talking to a company they have billboard on 9th and 43rd. So we're looking
Okay.
to do that for about 24 hours, based upon the budget.
How
But
about
we want to
Broadway? Are
put
you
it
doing
out there.
Broadway stuff too, or are you involved with Broadway at all? Or
It's funny you say that. So I went to a reggae concert. It was Adonia's 20th um anniversary at UBS Arena. We had all of our clients on the bench row seating. One of them was Leon Robinson. So Leon goes to all the games. And I met Cool, his bro. I want to call him his bro, his brother, Julio. And Julio, I was telling Julio about the business. And the great thing is that we made everything smooth for Leon and smooth
oh, nice.
for Julio as well. And that's important to us. So yeah, we have our celebrity clients. Yes, we dabble in Broadway and we're working on a deal with that as well. And we're welcoming all opportunity because I feel like again, I want to put this style on the world. And yeah, maybe it's very broad and it's maybe like, oh man, that's a lot. And you're very ambitious, but guess what? Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me try. At least let me try, guys. You know what I mean? Let
You
me
have the
try.
same. I feel like you have the same kind of energy I do, which is, and it's not always the best one because
Yeah.
I drop,
Yeah.
but it's always about buying the ticket. That's kind of what everybody's saying
Yes.
nowadays. Whether it's
Hmm.
going someplace or going to a game, I feel like that's the message, right? Just
Yes.
go for it.
It definitely is the message, Alex, because a lot of persons can say, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. But if you haven't seen it for yourself, how can you place judgment on it? You don't really know. And then when you're experiencing it at a different level, it's like I've sometimes if you and I were to travel first class, here and there, and then we go into economy, or business class, it's like, man, damn, I got to get back to first class.
Sure. Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
this feels amazing. I don't want to stop from this. I don't want to deviate. And then guess what we're doing now? Now we're saving up. Now we're budgeting ourselves, and we're getting back to first class and these types of things. So yeah, I'm not telling everyone to blow your savings. No, 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 we're not saying that at all. And again, it's consumption in moderation. So
Sure.
therefore, treat yourself. It's self-care. You get what I'm saying? Do
I do.
something for
Oh,
yourself.
100% get what you're saying.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying. I don't want to be long-winded because I'm excited talking to you, man. And I appreciate
I
the
know
time.
exactly what you're saying, and it is fun to get to all these different things as it comes, right? So it's fun.
Yeah. Yes.
One other thing, and this is how you have one leg up, but there are so many other accounts that say, okay, we have this for this and that, but what makes you stand out? That's the number one question.
So I'll tell you this, right? I know I've been broken record about style, but I want something, and I'm really keen on letting it touch your palate. So it's not about standing out. It's not about being the most expensive. I'm not a rich man. Five course is not. We're not there yet. Eventually, maybe we'll become wealthy and whatnot. I'm optimistic, but I want something that can resonate and provide memory to the client because that's going to allow them to come back. That's going to allow them to talk about it with their friends and family, and we build relationships. So that's what separates us from a lot of different maybe competitors because I'm pretty sure after this we're gonna have different persons stepping, oh my god, now I'm gonna start doing, and it's okay, I'm okay with that because guess what, I go to other people's experiences as well because I want to see what you do, and not because we're taking from each other, but a lot of persons that are especially entrepreneur, I'm getting away from, I'm trying to explain to them, it's not a crab in a barrel. We're not doing crab in a barrel here. I'm not doing that at all. What I'm doing is, hey, I bought your experience for a reason. I bought that ticket for a reason. I want to check it out. I want to see what it's about because I like it and these types of things. So that's why it's so important to me. I don't know if you're still there. You still there, Alex?
I'm there now. All right, say that last part again. That makes you
Okay,
stand
no
out a little
problem.
better because I lost you there.
Okay, got it. So what I was saying was that, especially with, and you touch a good point with entrepreneurs, people that are starting out, that's trying. We're not here to be crab in the barrels. That's not what we're doing here at all. No, 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 no. I bought your service, you bought my service. So
Mhm.
therefore, we have to make sure that we're there for each other. Partnership, collaboration, those things are so important. You know what I mean? Because now we're crossing our different markets. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh
And
yeah,
we're
and not
showing
only do you, not only
range.
with
Yeah, go ahead.
five course, not only is it that you put get people in the building, then they're going to say, okay, well, let me tag five course on Instagram, and boom, more expansion there.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what it's about. So that's why it's so important to, again, keep relationships, people keep relationships, build relationships, you know what I mean? Because it opens up different doors. And then when listen, as you're an honest person, I'm an honest person. You know what I mean? We're very passionate what we do. So therefore, it works for both of us. So
And I'm the
when we
type
get
that
off of
says,
this
okay,
call, yeah, when we get
I'm
off of
the
this
type
call,
that
we're gonna
says,
have more conversation. Go ahead.
all right, if this round doesn't work out, maybe next round, right? Like there's always
Exactly.
another time.
Yes,
And I
that's
feel
what it
like
is.
people,
And
do you find people shut the door? All right, well, this is one price. I'm not going to focus on another service.
yeah.
I feel like people do that, right?
For sure, because they feel defeated, and I'm like, no, don't feel defeated. No, 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 no. Because I'll tell you this, right? I follow up even for the clients that say no. I still present it to them. That's why I haven't posted up a lot in terms of the social media because I have persons direct contact, and I'm
Right.
telling them, hey, listen, before I put it out on the social media, I'm just giving you a buzz. I'm letting you know what I have, regardless of the price point or not. At least you can say, like, you know what, Five Course actually showed me what they had, and they were being transparent for what it was. So
Right.
that's why it's so important.
I've learned to say, okay, maybe not this round, but next one, because then it
Yeah,
builds the relationship. It keeps it going,
absolutely.
and there's
Yes.
always opportunity. So,
Yeah.
well, this has been awesome, Vinny, and thanks for taking time. I know we said 20 minutes, but
Oh
it
man.
ended up like a
Yeah.
nice 45-minute conversation. I love this. And
Yeah, man.
hopefully good to see you at the Garden soon enough. And if they
For
do,
sure.
so I don't know what the next two games are going to hold, but we'll find, we'll something is going to pop up. I have a good feeling. So we will
Yeah, we're gonna
see.
compose. We're definitely gonna propose. And like I said, even after the call, when we put it out there in terms of the interview, we're gonna touch base afterwards. I know that for sure.
I think
And
this
and
interview is
again,
going to go off the charts, so I think it's going to be a really
I
solid.
think so too. I
Collab
think
here.
so too. I think so
Um,
too. Because we're crossing markets for one. You know what I mean? We're good people. We're good-hearted people. And I think everyone needs to see that. It's not like everyone wants something from someone. What did this cost us? This didn't cost us anything.
right.
Great conversation, man. We gotta have these conversations. It's important.
And I love doing interviews, so I love that I got to interview you because you are literally on the scene every
Yeah.
game now. It seems like,
Yeah,
and
yes.
I'm thinking, if it does go to a game five, you're saying Knicks in four. If it does go to game five, I'm definitely going to the Knicks watch party. But we got a long way to go to get there. I think we gotta win at least one at home, and if we can win two, that's even better, right? So that's what we got to focus on.
Yes. Alex, I was gonna say one thing, right? Especially
Sure.
with the Knicks. The way I'm looking at it is this. If we can come back from 20 twice, 2022, we broke their spirit. It was cold in Boston. It was cold. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
It's warm out here. I took off my
Why would
scarf,
they?
man.
You're a basketball
Yeah.
enthusiast though, and you probably, I'm guessing, look at the way the playbook and all that.
Yes.
We're thankful the Celtics took 45 plus threes the last two games and missed a lot of them. Do you think they're going to change that, or they should keep living and dying by that?
Luck of the Irish, man. Luck of the Irish, right? We'll see. I think, but again, I don't want to even give
And the
them
Knicks, the
anything.
Knicks took advantage of
Yeah.
it too. That was the other. They took advantage of those misses, and that was so
Oh yeah, for
important.
sure. Yes. And
And
that's
I
and I
know,
think that's the difference now this season. Excuse me, in the playoffs, that's the difference now. Is they know how to counter, you know what I mean? And the defensive presence is there. And again, even if we start a bit slow, we're
Mhm.
making the adjustments. Styles make fights. Style makes fights, style makes basketball games, events, these types of things. We have to make adjustments. And that's what we're doing. And that's why we're winning, because we're making adjustments. You know
The
what I mean?
Knicks
And we're not
Pistons
second guessing it.
the Knicks Pistons look so vintage because they were chippy. I mean, I remember that in the
Oh
'90s.
yeah,
That was chippy basketball back then too. I mean,
for sure,
it kind
for
of brought
sure,
me
for
back a
sure.
little bit. So we'll have to see. But 25 years plus after the Knicks run in 1999, here they
Yeah.
are back at it, and I feel like we have that energy again, and we're all adults now, so we can experience it in a
Yes.
different way.
Oh my God, it's incredible, man. Listen, I remember crying in '99 as a kid. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I thought we were gonna take it. You know what I mean? But again, time heals all wounds.
How old were you
We're
in
here now.
'94? How old were you in '94? Because I was like 2 or 3 years old in '94.
I'm an '80s baby. So I was about 5, 6, right? 5, 6? Yeah, 5, 6. So again, my favorite guy, I don't even want to tell you who my favorite guy is. I love Ewing, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But Clyde, Frazier?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When I went to my one of my first Knick games, I was a kid and Clyde signed my ticket. I touched the garden floor. That's why it was so reminiscent when I posted that picture today on my stories is I touched the floor. I actually did a little move with my the sneaker squeal, just just to make sure. I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh my gosh, I don't want Brunson to slip. I don't want Jay Hart. I want my guys do stay. I want them to be good. So
Sure.
it was so nostalgic, man. So nostalgic. It's an
Well,
energy.
what about Spike? Have you gotten to meet Spike at all, or been in the front row watching him? Or
I haven't, but I'll tell you this. I did Bad Bunny's concert. I had about 42 people. After the concert, I went to this pizza spot. I can't remember the name. And I was talking to the owner, and he was like, "Hey, man," I was telling him this, and I'm shooting a recap for Bad Bunny. And he's like, "Oh, really? That's pretty cool." I said, "Yeah, I just dropped off my clients, in Sprinters and Cadillacs, and we ensured that they got in safe. They're doing VIP. They have the food, the beverage, and we gave them all gifts." They said, "Oh, man, that's incredible." So I'm just telling you a basis of what Five Course does, especially with these live events. So
and
long
it's
and
good that you're
short,
bringing it to like the regular pizzeria, so they know
yes,
what's going on too.
yes. So as I'm talking to him, Alex, I'm like, yeah, and I say, yeah, I'm shooting some content and stuff like that. He's like, well, who are you shooting it with, Spike? I said, no, I'm not, but I didn't realize it's the same freaking pizzeria that Spikes goes to. So eventually I'll get around to it, but it was so nostalgic because I went to the concert in shorts. You know what I mean? I'm gonna send you a picture as well. I
Sure.
had the whole Dodgers jersey on and these Casablanca shorts that was outrageous with colors
We were
and
lucky to
whatnot. It was
be
really eclectic.
we were lucky to be in the press pit, media pit with all these Yankee creators, and Spike was there, Pinstripe Pride. So we walked right past
Yeah.
us. That was pretty. He's got an, I guess the kids call it aura about him, right? So
Oh yeah, for
it's
sure.
something that is
Definitely,
certainly.
definitely.
But this has been really a pleasure, and we're first of many conversations I know,
Absolutely.
and we'll keep chatting off air and whatnot about what possibilities
Yes.
there are. So I'm excited.
Alex, you let me know anytime, anywhere. I won't do the interview in the car. If you want to go, if anything, I would like this. Whether it could be the conference finals, willingly, but I'll take you to the game. Let's go to the game together and let's record it there,
Dude, that
so
would
you can
be
get the
at the
actual five
garden.
course
Okay,
experience.
at the garden. That would be
Let's
special.
do it, man.
We'll collab on that. But let's focus on one game at a time. And I
Ah, okay,
believe
okay. You're right. You're right.
you're right. But you're right. If they can win from 20 down. By the way, people probably know this, but they were down 20 with 2:54 left in the third quarter, which was
Yeah.
a lot later in the game than it was Monday. Okay? So they
Yeah.
came back from 20 down with 2:54 left in the third.
It's
Anything's
insane.
possible now. That's the way I see it. So
Yeah. They got their number, man.
it's
Again, I don't want to
amazing.
toot my horn. I want to say next round, but I'm just saying that
And thank you for being pro tips because I feel like so many people want to run him out of town. It's ridiculous to me. You
uh,
know,
he's
all right,
hard work.
people don't remember this. He had this playoff drought with the Bulls. He would not win a round of playoff basketball with the Bulls. Comes to New York, gives us our first round since 2012, I think it was or something. I mean, he's changed his program around and this team around for sure.
For sure. I mean, again, love tips. I go to Westchester all the time. I even have the oh my God. The nights. I actually record content I can't remember their name. Oh my goodness, they're gonna mess me up. Mount Vernon Knights. The Mount Vernon Knights,
Okay.
they went to the championship, and had the ability to be where the G League plays. I was there and I recorded their content. I'm gonna send it to you from start to finish. So I'm
Wow.
always out there. I'm
Do you have
always
a YouTube
trying
for all this
to learn.
content, or do you have a or just Instagram?
Instagram, I have it privately. Again, I'm a private guy. To be honest with you, I'm a real private guy. I'm transparent with you because you're my guy, Alex. So I have to ensure that, you know, we I probably won't do another interview like this in terms of with someone else so in depth like this.
So I got an
So
exclusive, is what you're telling me.
yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Because again, I felt your energy and I knew you were coming from a great place. So I just wanted to take it all in and I wanted to make sure that I was reciprocating it back to you
And I tell people,
because
no, hey, there's this great company out there, Five Course, that's
yeah,
giving you access.
thank
That's
you.
not many others are going to give you this postseason. And that, as someone who, 25 years ago, I was sort of all over the place. I miss it, So I'm like, let me
Yes.
rekindle this from my childhood and work with this.
Yeah, man. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's a good day, beautiful day too. The Knicks get to practice and go outside, get some fresh air, be with their families. You know what I'm saying? Gear up for game 3.
Yeah,
Probably traveling on their way back.
I
I'm
think
gonna
they need
touch
this day
base.
off. They need the couple days off though. It's
Yeah,
going to
they
be a
do,
good little
man.
rest.
They
One
do.
last thing, you mentioned Westchester, so I got to bring up the Liberty. Okay, the Liberty win it
Mm,
last year. I had the
yes.
fortune of meeting Sabrina last week.
Hey, I saw that.
But have
Oh
you
my
been
gosh.
partnering with them at all, with Liberty,
Yes.
Barclays, or?
So we're founding members at the row. So we have all access to all Liberty games and any live events that's going on there at Barclays Center. It's been great. I'm actually working with a young lady from California to she creates memorabilia. And with this memorabilia, it's like a piece of the jersey, a piece of this, piece of that. But she puts her style in it, paints her into glory. My wife, Isabel, she's working with her as well, so that we can auction off these pieces because these are one of ones. So we're doing some work with the Liberty. I have a few emails. I'm definitely going to follow up with them in regards to it. But
Sure.
we're preparing for the inaugural game that's coming
And you
up.
know what? I
We
got to get in
have
touch
a
with,
whole bunch of games.
before we go, I'm going to get you in touch with the Hoops Hall of Fame, because New York State Hoops Hall of Fame, I mean, I was a guest of
Yes.
theirs at Barclays for the final Liberty regular season game when they
Uh-huh.
inducted folks like Ronnie Nunn, a legendary ref.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
They inducted a few other guys as well. I've got to remember their names off the top of my head, but I'm gonna connect you with the guys that run that,
I
because they're
appreciate
they're
that.
in my messages saying, "Hey, do you have pictures with this guy?" I'm like, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I voted. I kind of helped nominate who was gonna be this year, so
That
I'd
means
love to
that
get
you're
you
on
in
the
touch with them.
board. Once you nominate, you're on the board. You know that, right?
I guess so. It was a public thing,
That's
but
right.
I'd like to think I had a little say in it. So,
That's
well,
awesome, man.
let me connect with them. But this has been great. One leg up with Vinny of Five Course. Thanks for giving us this
Thank you.
opportunity this morning.
Again, Alex, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your time. This has been amazing. You know, anything you need from me, you already know. I'm there for you. I stand next to you. I don't stand in front of you. I don't stand in back of you. I stand right next to you. You're my brother now. You know what I mean? We're building great relationships, and let's go Knicks.
And
Let's go Knicks.
we're expanding what you're doing, and what this is great. This is
Let's go
awesome.
Knicks.
Go
Let's
Knicks.
do it.
Go New York, go, right?
Hold on. I didn't know how you wanted me to come. So I was gonna put on my tie. I don't know if you can see it. I had like Nick color. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know. I said I'm in the car. I don't want Alex to feel like, oh my God, Vince wants to take this interview in the car. No, man, you're my guy. I gotta come correct.
This was perfect. All right, Vince,
Yes.
thanks so much. I don't even know your last name because you're a private guy. So just Vinny from Five Course. How about
Vincent
that?
G. You can say Vincent G. But it'll
Vincent
be
G.
on social media. Vincent Gilmore. Vincent Ewing Gilmore. How about that?
Hey, I love it.
This
Vincent G with Alex G. There you go. I'll talk to you soon. All
thank
right,
you.
brother, and go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.
Hang on 1 second.